Hello guys, welcome back to another video. I am Quinlin and I'm so excited. I'm sitting down today, which is very interesting, and I have my laptop with me because today we are going to tier rank Sarah J Maas books, because guess what? I have read all of them. So let's get into this. I kind of like this kind of setting and I like sitting down a lot, so let me know if you like this or not. But let's go ahead and get started. So I have all of these up on my screen, so I'm gonna figure out how to, work my magic in the editing software so you can see me and the screen. Very exciting, I know. And so, let's get started. I'm excited. Okay, so we'll start with, let's start with Throne of Glass, because that was her first series, and so that seems like the best way to start. So I'll explain my tiers really quickly. So I have God tier, obviously, and I think that one's pretty self-explanatory, but I'm gonna try to be strict with myself, and I can't put too many books in God tier because I love Sarah J Maas. If you don't know, she is probably my favorite author, my favorite YA author, because I just find her characters have made such an impact on me. I've read them growing up. I love their dynamics, and I love the way they act, and I just think that they're so fun. And I don't know, it's almost like je ne sais quoi. Like, you just, if you love Sarah J Maas, you know what I'm on. So my God tier is pretty self-explanatory, and then I have the demigod tier, which is for books that are just good but not God tier, because again, I'm limiting myself on how many books I'm gonna put in God tier. I'm pretty sure I'm only gonna put 2, and I'll try to limit it, but we'll see. Then mortal tier, it's not bad, but it's just not great. And again, because I love all Sarah J Maas books, this is based off of kind of average for her, if that makes sense. And then for meh, I think that's pretty self-explanatory. The book was meh. And then unmemorable, I created this category for one specific book, and you'll see. But I don't have a bad category because I don't think any of her books are really bad, but I had to include a meh category because there are some books that are just meh. So I'm gonna start with Assassin's Blade, and to be honest, I'm gonna put it in the mortal tier, I think. I'm a little bit nervous. I don't know why. I'm just starting to get kind of nervous about my decision. I think I would put it in the mortal tier just because every time I read it, it's longer than I think it is. I always don't love it as much as I think I do. I like the first 2 stories. Also, of course, the ending is heartbreaking. So, and I'm not counting it against it necessarily, but I do think that's a factor. I love reading, I think it's the Assassin and the Underground that's the second to last one that I really like, but the rest of them, they have important things that will come up later in the series, but I just don't love it so much. So next we have Throne of Glass, and again, I would have to probably put it in the mortal tier. And this is, again, it's in comparison to her other books. When I read Throne of Glass, I loved it, but you can't, once you've read her later books, you know that that's not the peak of her writing. She significantly improves, I think, in Heir of Fire. And so I think I would have to keep this in the mortal tier. Then next we have Crown of Midnight. I'm going to put this in the meh because this is my least favorite Throne of Glass book. I don't like it because I don't like Kale. And this book is sad as well, and it's just, every time I have to reread the series, I always dread rereading this one. Literally every other book I enjoy, but Crown of Midnight, I'm always just ugh, don't want to reread it. So then Heir of Fire, automatic God tier. This book is so good. This is what made the series so much better. I think I related a lot to kind of Aelin when she was kind of going through that period of healing for herself, and I thought it was not only just powerful for her and Rowan to both heal together, but we get introduced to the epic character of Manon. We just get so much in this book. She's just given and given, and we get the wyverns, I believe, in this book, and then Sorsha I didn't love, but it's whatever. But this book was just so good. Okay. Next we have Queen of Shadows. I love this book, but there's something about Heir of Fire that just makes it God tier, I feel like. Because Heir of Fire is just, not only were her writing began to so much more improve from like Throne of Glass, and this story just got better, and like we get introduced to all these new characters, but I feel like that's just like where the relationships are so strong, and like before Rowan and Aelin get like romantically involved, it's just like kind of they have like a beautiful friendship, and I obviously ship them, but I just think that like this was, Heir of Fire was like, I wouldn't say it's the peak of the series, but it's God tier, and I just don't think that anything can honestly surpass it. Okay, then Empire of Storms, again, I would have to say demigod tier. I'm gonna be honest, I kind of liked Queen of Shadows better than Empire of Storms a little bit, but there's also like a lot in the beginning where I didn't love. Like, I was like, whenever I reread it, I was like, I have to like read and read and read, and then only halfway does Rowan and Aelin reunite, and that's like kind of my favorite part, so, you know how it be. Kingdom of Ash. Okay, this might have to be God tier, but I only read it one time, so I feel a little bit bad because a lot of the other books, like Heir of Fire, I've reread it so many times, I've literally lost count. But Kingdom of Ash, it's like, it could be in either of these two categories. I think I'm going to do a demigod tier, just because Heir of Fire was just like, it was chef's kiss. It was chef's kiss. Okay, so, and Tower of Dawn, I forgot about him, because guess what? Unmemorable. No, I'm just kidding. It was memorable, but it was definitely in the meh, because I don't like Kale. So, we see a pattern here. Next, we have A Court of Thorns and Roses series, and I'm going to start with this one and put it in the meh, because when I first read this book, I was like, this is trash compared to Throne of Glass. I was actually like not even thriving. I don't love first person point of view. I didn't like Tamlin as a love interest. I was like, this is not that good. I didn't love Feyre even in that book, although I started to like her a little bit, I guess. But then A Court of Mist and Fury, automatic God tier. Like, that book was fire. That's like, if she had not written A Court of Mist and Fury, I would not like that series. I don't think any explanation is even needed. Like, if you have read the series, you know what I'm talking about. Like, the freaking growth, the character growth, the dynamics, meeting the inner circle, like, everything was just immaculate. Perfect. Okay, and then A Court of Rings and Ruin. To be honest, I kind of want to say it's unmemorable, but like I can't do that. I would say it's in the mortal tier or demigod tier. I think mortal tier, because to be honest, it was like, I think part of it is like you just can't live up to A Court of Mist and Fury. Like, it's just impossible. And the ending I was a little bit disappointed by, because when a certain character, something happened to them, and then I just didn't want something, I can't explain it without giving away complete spoilers, but if you ever want to hear my thoughts, I'm down to talk. And I do want to reread ACOTAR soon, so I'll honestly probably do a review. Then A Court of Frost and Starlight, I literally created this entire category because of A Court of Frost and Starlight. I literally have no recollection of what happens. I have no recollection of reading that book, which is why I definitely want to reread the entire series, including that book. And I feel like this part of me is like, oh, I should wait because the ACOTAR 4 book is coming out next year. But it's coming out next year. Like, do I really want to wait a whole year to read ACOTAR? I want to read Throne of Glass and ACOTAR. I want to reread both of those series this year. And then when the next book comes out in ACOTAR, I'll reread that series again. And then when the next book comes out of House of Crescent City, then I'll read that series again. Speaking of, we have Crescent City right here, boys. And I'm going to have to put it in the demigod tier because actually, maybe I should have planned this out more before I actually started. I just kind of jumped into it. But I don't really know what to... I think demigod tier because I did enjoy it while I was reading it, and I was like kind of like giddy while I was reading it, but then looking back on it, it's just, it's so much like Rowan and Aelin that it's not even funny. Like, I definitely feel like it was just Rowan and Aelin fan fiction. So I don't feel like it, like, it just, so that makes me want to move it to mortal tier. But while I was reading it, I definitely would have put it in demigod tier. I'll put it in mortal tier. Oh look, it's perfect. This one should go in unmemorable, but to make a perfect arrow. But I did read Catwoman, actually. I don't know. That's probably Sarah J Maas's like least read book. I mean, I have no idea, but I just feel like I was looking up other tiers and I had to create my own because nobody had like a Catwoman, and a bunch of them didn't even have like House of Earth and Blood. So I was like, big fan. But honestly, Catwoman was mortal tier. Maybe even demigod tier, to be honest. Because while I was reading it, I did have a lot of fun with it. And kind of the, like, attraction between, like, Bruce Wayne and Catwoman, that was just, like, you know, it was just, like, cute and, like, it was fun. So I think that's my ranking. I know this video wasn't very long, but let me know if you want me to rank other books that I've read. I just wanted to rank Sarah J Maas because Sarah J Maas is my queen, and so I just wanted to make more Sarah J Maas related videos. But that's all I have to say for now, and I will see you guys in another video another time. Bye!